Hmm. 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 Interesting. Well, this is a good test. Huh. I haven't done this in a long time. I don't think anybody will be here, which is fine. Talk chat. Edit. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hmm. Hi, Christy. How are you? I just, yeah, I'm just messing around. Hi, Pam. How are you? And I just went, I've just gone live for the first time. Hi, Angie. It's the first time I've gone live directly on YouTube in ages. I can't remember the last time I just went directly to YouTube because I've been going through StreamYard all this, for the last forever. And I had almost forgotten how to go do YouTube. Um, and the picture looks so different. I mean, it looks better to me. My camera was giving me fits on Sunday. Hi, Marty. Great to see you. I'm just playing around, and I was telling the other ladies, I decided to go just live on YouTube, and not go through Ustream, and just to see. And I think it looks great. Um, I haven't even done anything. I haven't put my big light on, and the picture just seems better. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that happened. That's really scary. I can't imagine. And I guess someone asked you whether you lost any trees in the backyard or whatever. But I'm glad you're okay and your house is okay. Uh, yeah, thank you, Marty. Yeah, I think the picture looks really good, and I haven't even touched the camera. I haven't, my camera was acting really crazy on Sunday, so bad that I had to put in an older camera that was horrible, and everyone hung in there. And I've ordered a new camera, which comes today. So I should have waited, um, and tested out. Oh no, part of the roof. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That is so stressful. Mm, how scary. Well, I'm glad you and your family are okay, but that's such a pain. Oh, we had I guess they would call it not a full blown tornado. We had a twister when I was a kid that came through my neighborhood, and it literally twisted and wove in between the houses, knocked out a whole bunch of trees in the house across the street, but didn't damage the house. And then it literally twisted around the house, missed us, twisted around us, and then another block over, knocked down a whole bunch of trees, and then went into the woods. But it wasn't what they would consider a full blown tornado. Oh gosh. Yeah, I know. I'm so glad you're okay. You see some of the damages that the tornadoes are doing out in Tornado Alley. It's just terrifying. Now, did you have a warning, or have, did you know it was coming? You're watching the news. Did you get into the basement? I'm assuming where you are, you have a basement. In Florida, there are no basements. There's no place to go. I know I'm asking you a lot of questions. I'm just Curious. I mean, we'll get a warning, but there's really no place to go. They say to go into your interior room, like a bathroom. But both of my bathrooms are on exterior walls. Yeah, well, and now there's the cleanup. Yeah, that kind of devastation is just, I'm glad you're okay. Okay, oh, you didn't know it was coming. And yes, you have a basement. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh, that's just, I can't imagine. Yeah, we have a local channel here. It's pretty local. And when there's like tornadic activity, I will turn that channel on and they will follow it everywhere it goes. I mean, literally, they have the radar and the ability to literally track a tornado. Once if it's touched down, literally, they'll go, block by block, they can, street by street, um, and they can follow it, because they can tell by the certain, obviously air activity and whether it's twisting or whatever. On with crafting. Okay. Well, I ordered these plastic storage things, and I thought I put my stamps in there. And I'm not thrilled. I think what I had was better than what this is going to be, but I'm going to use them anyway. I'm glad I didn't buy the bigger pack of them. I could put die cuts in them, but I already have my die cuts in a loose leaf on magnetic sheets. But I might put some die cuts in maybe these with magnetic sheets for the some die cuts that I use more often than others. But anyway, I also I've been having a little bit of a spending spree here, but I have accrued a credit with Amazon. I have a credit card, with Amazon Prime, and I just have that credit card. And the only thing that goes on that credit card is my Amazon purchases. I don't use it for anything else. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure where it is. Oh yeah, of course we care. Yes, you're one of us. You're definitely a fib for sure. Speaking of that, I loved your comment about when Dee Dee was talking about how her mother and a good friend of hers, they got married in their 70s, and you had in capital letters, whether you thought there was still hope for you. I thought that was pretty funny. So what I did was I stamped them out so you can see what they look like. So, and I think I was sticking that on this side, but it doesn't really matter. I think these are going to take up too much room. I mean, they're nice. I mean, they're heavy duty plastic, but that's what I was working on. And I also bought Janet and Dee Dee have been raving about this watercolor set called Grabbies. And Janet's been using it, and I haven't even opened it yet. But there's 100 regular color, actually 50 regular colors, 35 metallic colors, 5 fluorescent colors, and 10 macaroon colors. I don't even know what a macaroon color is. But this other crafter that I've been following, that I recently discovered her, Denise Love, she turned me on to these, and I haven't opened them yet, but this, look at this. Is this not awesome? It's a painter's color diary. And let me open it. And it's for a place for you to do your swatching in an organized capacity. And if you want, you could actually swatch it, your watercolor, by transparency, opacity, in dry media. You can use it for pencils or whatever. And it's 140-pound weight. So it's watercolor paper, right? There's 10 sheets. Oh, thank you, Susan. Hi, Susan. Thank you. I've never heard that term before. Thank you. Pastels. Well, I will have to open that. Probably should do that. It would be more interesting than messing with my stamps. Well, I am trying to open it. Here, I'll get out the. Don't look, Angie. I'm getting out the big guns here. But Denise Love, who is a watercolorist, she uses this. She's the first one I've ever seen use this. And well, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got place for 35 colors on each page. Hi, Christy. And there's 10 pages, so 10 times 35 is 350 places to swatch colors. And, which this is really cool, there is a piece of paper, like a vellum type paper in between. So if I want to swatch out like my oil pastels, it won't smear. Isn't that cool? And the pages come out. I think they're not, they come out so you can move them around. It's this type of mechanism where you don't, it's already, see, it's one of these mechanisms. This type of hole punch thing, so you can move them around. And then you can just put it back, you can just snap them back in. So if you want to move them around, you can. I thought they were, so I got, well, yeah, you can put them back in. You have to be patient, Anne. Yeah. So they snap back in. They're not cheap. Let's see. No, Mark, geez. Let's see. I think so. I'm gonna go and swatch a lot of stuff. I will be the happy swatcher, I think. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I think the We Are Memories thing, the We Are Memories punch, which I also bought and never used, punches this way too. And a lot of the, if you buy like a lot of notebooks that are made in Japan. Hi, Christopher. Wow, you're going to be on in a little bit. Have you ever seen this? I mean, I don't, yeah. So, and then you got this little page, and I bought the 2-pack. I mean, again, they're pretty pricey, but the 2-pack is a really good deal because they're $20 a piece. But if you buy a 2-pack, they're $32. So that's an $8 savings by buying 2. I have one finger left-handed typing. I gotcha. And I saw someone's holding out for a hope. I didn't see. I missed that. I should put this on my thing. Okay, I'm with crafting. All righty. See, so Angie, does your cable guy know you're holding out hope? Okay. Ah, I get that now. All righty. I didn't get that at first. All right. Yes, exactly. I have trouble with colors. I'm working through. I bought a book called The Watercolor Guide, and there's all sorts of exercises in there. You mixing colors and teaching you the complementary and the triadic and the monochromatic and all of those different things and mixing colors because I cannot seem to get that stuff to stick in my brain. I can learn it, and I thought this would help. And also, when you're if you want to, as you said, painting a project, a lot of times I follow Kathy Arbor, and she's got great tutorials on Tuesday. And I don't know what's gonna, you know, I I'm looking to make a color because I don't have a large selection, and I know that you only need what the three basics, and you can make every color that there is. But anyway, yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be really handy. So I got the 2 pack, and this will hold 350 everything: watercolor pencils, oil, soft pastels, oil pastels, the macaron pastels, which I've never heard of, never knew what that was. So we'll see. Oh yeah, it's very different when they're wet, and when they dry, they're much lighter. Even colored pencils are a bit different. Yep. Hi, Paula. Well, thank you. Yeah, I saw you over at Dee Dee's. I don't normally stream on Wednesdays. Becky, Aunt Beck's Creations, this is usually her time slot at noon, but she's kind of taken a break for the month of August. So I've been popping on Wednesdays with nothing planned, just hanging out and chatting. And I just continued to do whatever I was doing at my craft table. That's right. Might maybe make a check. Don't have. That's a good idea. Yep. That's a really good idea to make a comment. Yep. And say, this is a good one. And actually write down the combination. Yep. See here on this, it shows her. It says Lucas Aquarelle 1862 watercolor half pan. So this is just an example. Turner Design gouache, and then Cezanne watercolor pencils, Manga Gallery water soluble oil pastels, Sennulaire extra soft pastels, pale skin. So you can actually, and in this person, there's even room for you to obviously to write the color in here or write the number. So it gives you all of that space to add all of that stuff, numbers and notes. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Hi Sharon. Good to see you. Yeah, so I was saying I'm not normally, this is not, I know we don't own time slots. No one owns YouTube. I get that. But we kind of settle into a slot. My normal slot is Sundays at 5. And that's where I've been. That's where I've parked my little self for quite a while now. So anyway, that's what I got that. And then I got I've been watching Dina Wakely, and I couldn't resist, so I bought the first set of her scribble sticks. I haven't played with these. I don't know how different they're going to be from Neo 2s. So I will play with these, and I will swatch them in that thing, and maybe I'll swatch these uh, along with the Neo 2s to see what kind of real difference there is between the two. But so I got these, and as I was saying, I have this Amazon charge, and every time you buy something on Amazon, you get a certain percentage back. I don't know what it is, and I normally don't touch that. That's just there, and I ended up with a credit of. Now I've spent a lot of money on Amazon. This is probably at least a couple, maybe more years worth of. Must be more. But anyway, I have a credit. I had a credit of $220. So all of this stuff I just showed you, I didn't pay anything for because this was the free cash back percentage you get using the Amazon charge card. So these, all of this stuff is on Amazon, which is good. So yeah, I use it anyway, so I get the cash back. Um, so I don't use any other credit card than the Amazon one. So that's a gift from Amazon, and I think they owe us. Personally, I think they owe us. Oh, okay. You're on lunch break at work. Okay. Well, that's nice. Okay. What did Christopher ask? Uh, her scribble sticks. Well, let's get rid of the stamps. You know why? Because everybody knows what stamps do. There's no mystery here, is there? No mystery at all. You stamp it on some ink and you press it down on a piece of paper and voila. So there's no mystery to stamps. So with that said, let's get rid of the stamps and get rid of these. Let's get these out. We don't need the stamp pad. Get these out. Let's open these. Don't look, Angie. It's a good thing Angie wasn't. Oh, it's a good thing you weren't here on Sunday, Angie, because I was, oh man, I was cutting stuff out and with blades everywhere. I was even afraid. I'm assuming, Christopher, you use microns? Or do you use, I know I was looking at some of your cartoons. Oh, the Frankenstein one was hysterical. And that was kind of blacks and tans. I'm assuming that's ink. Obviously it's ink. Okay, use everything you get your hands on. Okay. The Frankenstein one was hysterical. Oh my gosh. That was one of was that one of Dee Dee's prompts? Or is that why you were, was it Frankenstein tan and lavender? Or is that one somebody else's? Hi, Amber. You change mediums every day. Oh, wow. Christopher will be on at 2:00 and he does a full page cartoon every day. Every friggin' day. And it's just amazing. And it's all different layouts. Some of them are like the traditional little boxes of a cartoon, and some are full of, like half page and everything. Those were the 3 prompts from Dee Dee. Okay. So look at this. Is this, oh, look at this. How cool is this? Look how tiny that is. Ooh, and there's more. Ooh, and there's more. Wow. This is pretty. I'm going to cut that out. I will use that. I will definitely use that somewhere. Let's see. What are we getting here? Oh, wow. Oh, I love these. I've got a whole bunch of these, but I really like using them. Wow. Oh, look, one of those little spongy things. Unless, yeah, that's supposed to, yeah. So look at this. You get 3 and a pen seal. Actually, a drawing pen seal, not just any ordinary. Oh, it's a 2B. 2B or not 2B. Oh, back to Christopher. I was thinking of, you had Frankenstein as a clothing designer, as I recall. But I remember The Young Frankenstein, which personally to me is probably the funniest movie I've ever of all time. But in the end, I think we could have Frankenstein as a hairdresser because, Bride of Frankenstein, she's got that electric white streak through her hair. So we could have Frankenstein as a hair designer. Frankenstein. It's not Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. Uh, Marty Feldman, Gene Wilder, Cloris Leachman as Frau Buchner. And every time her name was said the horses would be neighing. And was the blonde, was that Terry Carr? I can't remember who that was. Okay. Yeah. I think it would be funny. I could just see him doing her hair, and then he could do other people's hair, but he could be like in a rut and everybody would walk out of the shop with it with the white streak somewhere in their hair. Hi, Stephanie G. How are you? Madeline Kahn. Yes, Madeline Kahn. No, Madeline Kahn was the girl that he was engaged to. There was the ditzy blonde with the short blonde hair. I can't think of. Yes. So you've got like a wide, brush. Let's see. And a real skinny one. Wow. And I would assume this is going to be a medium one. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is cool. Okay. Got these. I didn't realize that came with this. And then you got your swatchy card. But look at it. There's 100. That's a lot of paints. And this is a small container. You could pack through this. You ready? Oh, ta-da! Look at that. Holy mackerel. So this must be these are the metallics. Do you think, oh, these must be the pastels? Instead of talking about it, I don't want to swatch them yet, but what the heck? I always have these little index cards. Oh, everybody, that's okay. Christopher's here. He is a cartoonist, an author, an artist. He's just a little bit of everything. All right, let's see. I don't have any water. All right, let me see. Can I do this without spilling water everywhere? Maybe I can, just real quick. Yeah. So all of this and all of the accoutrements on Amazon is $39. And these would, I'm assuming these are half pans, right? Yeah. You shall be flogged at sundown, yes. What's the joke about? Oh, morale will improve after the flogging or something like that. There used to be a line like that. Morale will improve after. I know. Well, I held out as long as I could. And then I figured, well, I will use my Amazon credit. Someone was asking me about the credit. I didn't see that. Let me see. Someone asking me about the Amazon card. No. I saw it somewhere. That's a nice looking bit of a kit. Let's see. I don't see it. That's okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, I don't think this is going to be possible without me spilling it everywhere, but nah. I'm not going to do that and then have to be wearing water everywhere. That's okay. I got water right here. I got water right here. Water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Where's that from? Does anybody know? Water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Anybody know? Very famous. I don't know. All right. That was not a good idea, but I didn't. All right, I have water right here, and I have a brush right here, and I have some water. It's not the cleanest water, but it's water. All right. I wanna check out the pastels. This looks like a very nice pastel. Let's see. Ooh, that's kind of pretty, huh? That's definitely pastel. That's pretty. Bye, Christopher. Have a good stream. We should all just go over there right now. That is a very pretty color. I'm assuming you can see that. Whoops. That is pretty cool. Let me just see. I like that. So they're called, is that the right pronunciation? Macaron? Like macaron? Oh, wow. I can't wait. Let's see this. Ooh, like that. Look at that. That is pretty. That is awesome. That way a little bit. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, wow. These are nice. Very nice. I think you should take a look at these, folks. Oh, look at this pretty green. All right, let me do this. And they, sometimes it takes a while for the the watercolors to kind of activate. And these really, all right, so here's this a pale green. It's very pale. Boy, those are nice. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Angie. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Oh, look. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking if I were to swatch these, I was going to say, well, how would I know what that is? But they provided that for you, if you know. Well, okay. So this would be, okay, I think, okay, that makes sense. This actually, you can't see, it's all washed out. But these cards have the name of the paint and they correspond with how they're laid out in the pan. So that makes perfect sense. That's a really good thing. Okay. I closed the blade and I moved it way over there. You can see that. Okay, I'll throw it over here. Ta-da! We're all safe. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Knife etiquette. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, it's silly just to, well, should I do it here first and then do it in the big swash book? The big swasher. Well, when you're showing somebody your knife, say, oh, look at this Bowie knife I just bought. Do you hand it to them with the knife out, but with the handle forward? And then after you get done looking at it, do you just close it and then hand it back to the owner of the knife? I'm assuming that would be the proper etiquette. Ah, it's washing out. Oh, it's about, okay, it's about cutting out their relatives. It's not safety. That stupid, sorry, I'm going to say it, that stupid ass heart is in the way. I hate that heart. Isn't that a horrible thing to say, that you hate a heart? And I know there's a way to get rid of it, but you have to go in and you have to get rid of it. And then you have to go through like 3 or 4 steps to get rid of that heart. And then you have to do it every single time you go live. And I don't know who on YouTube thought that heart was a great idea, but I've only heard people complain about it. So let's see. Oh, it's bad luck if someone else closes the blade. If someone else opens the blade on the knife, it's bad luck. Okay, I'm a little confused. So it's bad luck. Okay. Huh, okay. And here I thought it was for safety reasons. Silly me. Oh my gosh, how silly me to think of it as safety measures. It's got nothing to do. All right, I'm going to do this one. Is that the one? Whoops. I think that's the one I just did. No, it couldn't be. All right, this is this one. Candy blue. Oh, so it's interesting. They're not calling them pastels on this card. They're calling them candy. That's the adjective they had. Well, I guess it's an adverb, right? An adverb is a word that describes, wait a minute. An adjective, yeah. Candy green. And green colors are adjectives. And candy's describing the adjective, so that would make it an adverb. Let's see. My dad was a knife collector. Oh, and if he opened the knife and handed it to you, you were not to close blades because it was bad luck. Oh, okay. Hi, Andrea. Well, we're all good. Angie's family survived a tornado with roof damage, but they're physically safe. They just have the mental terrorization of nature. So this is candy green. I'm showing off some purchases that I made at Amazon that came yesterday. I got this grabby set of watercolors. There's 100 of them in here, in this little metal case, like that. 100, and they have these colors that are on the box. They call them macaron, and I didn't know, but Susan told me that macaron are pastels. So I was just kind of playing around, swatching them, and then I bought the swatch book to do lots of swatches in, like a professional swatch book that I haven't, where you seriously do some swatching. And But right now I'm just messing around. I was playing with stamps, but we figured everybody knows what a stamp's going to do, but nobody knows what these are going to look like. I don't think I've ever seen pastels. So, honestly, I'm sure I have. You asked a trivia, which of course I knew. Hi, Beth. What tribute? I was asking who the blonde was, not Madeline Kahn, but the blonde girl in the young Frankenstein. Oh, water, water everywhere. Yeah, okay. Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. What kind of water is he talking about? That's an easy question. If it's everywhere, but you can't drink it. Seawater. And it's from a very, 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 very famous poem by Coleridge, I think. Oh, look. I'm sorry. Candy Brown, it looks like something else that begins with an SH, just saying. Yeah, that's not very. The ocean, yeah. Oh, okay. That's a good idea, though. That makes sense. Yeah. Terry Carr. Thank you. That was it. I think I did. I say Terry Carr? I know I said Terry. Yes. Chocolate. They're calling it candy brown or chocolate. Yes, it does look like milk chocolate. Yes, it does. Okay. That's a much nicer thing than what I was thinking. Terry Carr. Yes. Marty Feldman, Madeline Kahn. Um, who played Frankenstein? Who played the monster? I know that one. Does anybody remember who played the monster? We're talking about the movie Young Frankenstein, which, in my opinion, is probably the funniest movie ever made. I remember seeing it in the theater, and I thought my ex husband was going to die of a heart attack right there in the theater. I've seen it many times since. So, who played the monster? The dad on Everyone Loves Raymond. That's correct. That's correct. But his actor's name is Peter Boyle. Boyle. Da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. Susan's got it. Very good, Susan. Peter Boyle. Yeah. And of course, Cloris Leachman as Frau Buchner and Marty Feldman as Igor with the moving hump, or as he aptly said to the doctor, what hump? Yeah. Oh, you gotta, yeah, you've got, it's one of those things, you gotta watch it from, beginning to end. You know, and the writer producer, anybody? Writer producer of Young Frankenstein and Young Frankenstein and many other very funny movies. Anybody know? Producer, writer? Mel Brooks. Da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. Susan's got it. Mel Brooks. Yep. His other funny movies, probably, I think, and this came out before Mel Brooks. Yeah. He's still alive. He has dinner every night with, well, not anymore because I think Carl Reiner died. Bugs Bunny. There you go. Yep. Bugs Bunny. The other funny movie, well, he's made many funny movies, but the other one that was very big hit was Blazing Saddles too. That was another good one. That's a pretty color. That's candy red. Blazing Saddles. When the blind guy gets, that's Franken. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, and the blind guy was Gene Hackman. God, did you remember that? Gene Hackman played the blind guy. Because the little girl, Mel Blanc, did Bugs Bunny. That's correct. I don't know the name of the little girl, but in the movie, he kills the little girl. But in the real movie, the real Frankenstein, in the young Frankenstein, he throws the little girl and she lands right back in her bed. She ends up through the window back in her bed. Yes. Now here's a question: has anybody ever read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley? A woman wrote Frankenstein, and she was like 21 when she wrote it. The Producers was another one of his. Hi, Sophia. All black and white, yeah. Oh, by the way, yes, The Producers. I thought you said black and white. It was a bet. She and her husband, yes, and the poet, Shelley, yes, they were all like vacationing, I think, on Lake Geneva, and they were sitting around a campfire and they bet one another who could write a story. And she produced Frankenstein. And the book is totally different than any of the movies, in my opinion. I listened to it. I had to read it for a graduate course when I was getting my master's in English. And fortunately, they had it books on tape. And I listened to it while I commuted back and forth to graduate school, because the commute was about an hour each way. And I never knew. I just knew Frankenstein, like the horror movies with Boris Karloff and all of those. And it's a totally different story than the movies. Yeah. And then they started on this writing composition. Yeah. I knew it was a writing composition. And then he dies, right? He dies. Well, yeah. I mean, it's crazy, right? All right. So those are the pastels or macarons. Well, yes, because of the issues of messing around with human life and all that. Yeah. But in the book, the opening scene in the book, and maybe Safia can in the opening scene in the book, they're up in the Arctic, and they're chasing the monster. And all he wanted from the doctor, because in the book he's known as the monster. It's Dr. Frankenstein and the monster. And all he wants from the doctor is to make him a wife, because he just doesn't want to be alone the rest of his life. And as I recall, in the opening scene of the book, they're up in the Arctic and they're chasing him across chunks of ice. And that's kind of my memory of the beginning scene. And the monster is brilliant. The brain that he puts is brilliant. He is fluent in several languages. He's fluent in French, and he knows Latin. And welcome back, Angie. And he's osterized. That's not the one. I'm not pronouncing that right. But and shunned, and he's very lonely, and he's been bullied and picked on, and then he just becomes a recluse, and he becomes obviously angrier, and as he becomes angrier he becomes meaner, and then he truly becomes a monster. But all he ever wanted was a wife. And then of course, I don't know, I don't think in the book there's a bride. I don't think the doctor after he creates him, he's so appalled at what he's done. Yeah, because he was hiding out in the woods in a woodshed next to a poor farmer's house, and he kind of vicariously enjoyed the family, as I remember. Now this is a long time ago. Oh my god, it was. Are you ready for this? It was 30 years ago. It was 30 years ago when I listened to it. Yeah. Yes, it is the doctor that's a true monster, because he's totally cold, and I mean, yeah, absolutely. He's the monster. The doctor's the monster. Okay, this is fluorescent yellow. Whoa, whoa, that is fluorescent. You see that? I wish this wasn't washing out so badly. But that is fluorescent. Now, I've claimed that I don't think anybody's made the movie truly based on the novel. But someone said to me that there was one version of Frankenstein that was very close. But did David Bowie play the monster? And maybe someone said it was the David Bowie version of Frankenstein that was the closest to the book. I don't know. But just think about it. If they did that book today and they made it based following the book, the novel, versus the Hollywood version, how interesting that would be. I saw the original with Boris Karloff. And then I remember, okay, I haven't seen that one either. I'll have to look that up. Um, and then I remember watching The Bride of Frankenstein. Does anybody know who played the Bride of Frankenstein? I know that too. Anybody? Anybody? The actress who played the Bride of Frankenstein? Oh, wow. Huh. I'll have to check that out. That's an interesting combination. I can't see De Niro as the monster. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'll look that up. Gene Wilder was in the funny one. Gene Wilder was the doctor in the Young Frankenstein was the name of the movie, written and produced by Mel Brooks, and that was the comedy one. And if you haven't seen that one, Beth, you gotta get it. I don't know whether it's on any of the streaming, whether it's on Amazon or Netflix, but oh my God, if you and Joe, you want to laugh your butts off, that's the one. So these are kind of cool colors. I'm waiting for the answer. Who played the Bride of Frankenstein? Why I know this shit, I have no idea. Oh my God, Andrea. And Cumberbatch was one? Oh my gosh. And you saw that online? How clever. Wow. That's got to be unbelievable. I love Cumberbatch. So the adverts for that. Forgot about that. How long ago was that, Andrea? I'm curious. How long ago was the that production? So that was a stage production where they took turns. Actors took turns alternating between playing the monster and the guy. Online. Cumberbatch was on. Huh. Was that a long, long time ago? My most very favorite radio comedy sitcom ever, generally hilarious. Had Cumberbatch in it as one of only 4 main characters. Started before he became famous. Oh, cool. Radio comedy stream, sitcom. When you say radio, was it like the old fashioned radio shows when they did like Amos and Andy and the Green Hornet radio? He most recently has been in the Sherlock series, right? He had then done Sherlock between series 1 and 2 and was suddenly a massive hit. Oh man, BBC Radio. Oh, well, I know they did them in the 30s, everybody. He reads books on YouTube. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. TV. Oh, on BBC Radio. Well, see, here in the States, many of the actors and actresses, especially the Saturday Night Live crew, started on Second City. I think it was just called Second City. And it was a comedy show out of Canada. So a lot of those actors and actresses are Canadian. Oh, wow. I'd love to hear him read Sherlock. That would be awesome. Gosh, that would be amazing. I guess I know him best from the Sherlock Holmes series. And there was some other BBS series that he was in, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was a period piece. It kind of takes place in the 1930s, I do believe. Um, Benedict. I couldn't think of his first name, Benedict Cumberbatch. What a name, huh? Oh, you're angry, hungry. There's one word for that. Was that angry? No, hungry. My grandsons get that, and they get. The only radio, and I don't even listen to it as a radio anymore. I listen to it as a podcast. Is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, which is NPR news comedy quiz show, I guess. It's really funny. I mean, I think it's funny. Um, and there used to be Garrison Keeler used to do what the hell is the name? Prairie in the name. Prairie Home Companion. And that's really funny too. Where all the girls are beautiful and everyone's an A student or something really funny like that. Meet Garrison Keeler. The Prairie Home Companion, yeah. Something to do with the train. Okay. All righty. Thank you. All right. I wish you could, well, you can see these colors. This is metallic. What I just put down is metallic green grass, and it's the first color that I really haven't been too like wowed about. It's kind of metallic. Yes, I am. Fortunately, very fortunate, the swatch card is printed out to correspond to how they are in the box. Otherwise, it would be disastrous. And they have the name underneath each one, and it's in the order. Yeah, thank God. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster. Because I bought the Paul Rubin set of watercolors, and nothing's labeled. There's no names, and I can't find the little slip that had the names. Yes, exactly. And I can't figure out which is which, and I'm kind of screwed until I can find the little pamphlet. I can't believe I would have thrown that out. I mean, I get into throwing out things where I just start tossing stuff, but I don't think I would have tossed that out until I had finished swatching the colors. I mean, I because that thing had the numbers, so you could note and find out the name. Because on the thing, it just has the numbers, no name. I guess I could probably go online. Oh wow! It's called Sherlock Holmes Rediscovered Railway Mysteries. Okay, interesting. It's on Audible, like Amazon Audible, because I subscribe to Audible. I've been mostly reading McIntyre. Is it McIntyre books that have been rogue heroes? And actually, I'm reading a book now called Oh, good, 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 good. Oh my God, that's hysterical. Oh, God. John Finnemore, writer, wrote a whole episode in the second series where Cumberbatch has to become a psycho sleuth, and he's compared to Miss Marple. This after he was IRL famous for Sherlock. Oh my gosh. How hysterical. Oh, yeah, I finished it. I finished it a long time ago. Hi, Candy. I haven't started reading the second one that you recommended. I am now reading a book called Homo Sapien by a Israeli professor who I took an online course from this guy a couple of years ago, and it's really interesting. And it's talking about Homo sapiens. Basically, the theory is that they killed out the Neanderthals, and it's not easy. It's not light listening, but it's very well researched and very interesting. And how basically the human race has pretty much killed off all the animals. And I know that's kind of true and sad, but there's really no other way for anything to have really occurred. But he's talking about the 150-pound rodents. And oh, wait a minute, nope, wrong color. Oh, I almost blew it. I know. Thank you. Thank you. I caught myself. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know. I caught myself just in the nick of time. Woo. Thank you. All right. Because I was looking at that and I'm thinking, no, that's not that. And this makes more sense because this color looks like the metallic light rose. You know, if you notice, I'm not making these too wet. I'm making them pretty dry so we can get, and I don't, because I really don't want puddles of water. Because you realize I'm going to do this all over again when I go into the big book. I mean, I can't really wait to get into that. That book is going to be so cool. I mean, and I'm thinking, I've got cheap watercolors and expensive watercolors and everything in between. I can't wait really to compare the scribble sticks to the Neo 2s. And I've got watercolor thing and I got Poscas and I've got gouache. I've got that acrylic gouache. I've got way too much for someone who doesn't really. I mean, you know, talk about someone that dabbles in this stuff. That's I'm a dabbler. All right, so here comes titanium. Yeah, that's the famous white. It doesn't say it's metallic though. But we'll see. It looks metallic. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's white. And it's metallic. Yep. You can see it. But that's coming up. You guys can see that okay. Me too. Well, I bought this new camera. And it was so frustrating when I started to shop around for a new camera. This isn't it. This is the old camera that's behaving itself today. I'm afraid to go anywhere into the software and try to adjust anything because that's when it crapped out on me on Sunday. I shopped around and, you know, you type in best webcams for streamers, you know, best webcam for streamers that stream on YouTube, you know, I mean, very specific. Whole bunch of reviews. I probably looked at least a whole page worth of, that came up on Google, a whole page worth of best products, best guide, you know, all of those, right? Every single one of them had a different order of best cameras. And it was so frustrating because on one, a camera would be rated as the best number one. And on another review, that number one camera now would have dropped down into third place. It was crazy. I couldn't find, there were none of the reviews. There were no two reviews that agreed on the number one pick. Not a one. There was no agreement. Now, some of them agreed on number two and number three picks. So I went with the number two pick because the number one pick was 4K. And I am never going to broadcast in 4K. Never. It's not going to happen. On StreamYard, I only broadcast in 720 because I don't want to pay the $20 a month fee to use StreamYard, and you have to pay $20 a month in order to broadcast. Hi, Gail. In order to broadcast in 1020, 1080, whatever the next bracket. And I know I'm never going to do 4K. That's just not going to happen. And I don't know how many people are going to be watching in 4K. I mean, more and more as time goes on, I'm sure. So I really was looking for a good, 1080, 60 frames per second, I think is what you want for that. And so I end up with another Logitech. I have the Logitech 922C, which would seem to be the 920 and the 922C seem to be the one, the most favored flavor. Yes, thank you, Safi. It was always great conversing with you, and I will look up that Sherlock Holmes thing. Thank you so much. Um, so I got another Logitech, and it's called a stream stream cam, not a webcam, but a stream cam, and it's a 1080, or I think 1080 is the next number, right? 720, 1080, I think, or 10, whatever. And it got a very good rating. I think it was number one on one list and then number three on another list. So I went with that. So we'll see. It's supposed to arrive today, and we'll see. Of course, this one's working fine now. But the 920, this 920, these aren't expensive at all. The 920, the 922, they're all under $100. I tried getting a DLSR camera. Yeah, and you know what I'm doing, Gail? That I've done. I am streaming live directly in YouTube, not through StreamYard, because there was no reason for me to go through StreamYard, right? So I figured I would just go live on, just directly on YouTube. And I don't know whether that's making the difference, because normally I stream on StreamYard and then it shows up on YouTube, but this is directly on YouTube. So yeah, it's going a little bit in and out of focus. So I don't know whether that's the case or not. It could be. I don't know, but we'll see. But I did get the camera thing, and I set it up, and it really wasn't. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. And that's the one good thing about buying stuff on Amazon. It's so easy to return stuff. I love that about them. No hassle. But now, apparently, if you want to return like webcams and cameras and stuff like that, you have to take a picture of it, I guess. Okay, so this is metallic. I don't know this word. Oh. You ever, this is, it's called metallic Yale, like the university, Yale blue. Wow, never heard of Yale blue. Anybody else ever heard of Yale blue? I mean, I've heard of Yale. And I know their color is like navy blue, but I don't the Yaleys don't normally wear metallic blue. Huh. All right. I don't, what time is it? Okay. All right, let's go. This is metallic light green next to the metallic grass green, which I didn't like the grass green. I like this green though. That's nice. I started out watching Kathy Arbor yesterday. I love it when she does watercolors from flowers from her garden. She literally goes out and picks the flowers from her garden. I guess that's somebody's job. That's the kind of, someone's got a job that does that. Makes up names. Yeah. Look at is it Lindy's that does the metallic powders that Lindy's, and they've got a whole Alice in Wonderland vibe. Hi, Aunt Bex. How are you? I came on late because Dee Dee was on later with Denise, so I just waited. And I got some new watercolors and other toys that I'm playing with. Oh God. When you said you mowed the lawn, I'm so glad you ended that sentence with this morning. Yeah, I guess you've gotten enough rain that it's growing. Unfortunately, when it rains, it grows. And if it's really hot and it rains, then you can literally go out and watch it grow. Oh shit, Ann, I'm really screwing that up. Didn't stay in the box. Oh, there. Talk about arting outside the box. I bet it's growing like mad. All right, you take care, Angie. Sleep well or nap well. So I'm swatching. This is that box of watercolors that Janet, I think it started with Dee Dee, the great enablers. It has to start somewhere. And I do believe this enabling chain started with Dee Dee, and then it went to Janet, and then I bet, and I don't know whether Kathy and Colleen have bought these or not. You know, I wait and I wait and then I wait, and then all of a sudden, it's usually at 3 o'clock in the morning. Also, you're going to New York to have some New York pizza? Okay. Well, I hope they better get a visit. Oh, okay. Well, good. Now, when you say New York pizza, I have a couple of opinions about what true New York pizza is. I'm assuming, to me, New York pizza is that super super thin crust, and it's a big pie. It's a big pie with big slices, and this is super thin crust. Is that what your New York pizza? Is that what the New York pizza is like that you're going to have? I hope. Oh, okay. They're throwing the dough. I used to love that. The pizzeria we used to go to had the window, and as a kid, we could watch them toss this pie in the air. It was so cool. Yeah, that's what they did. They threw it in the air. I tried that once, and obviously there's a certain technique to it. You got to make a fist, and when you toss it, you want to catch it on your knuckles. And when you catch it on your knuckles, you just want to stretch it out a little bit and you twirl it. But I never threw it more than maybe a foot, and then I got scared. Yeah, this is going in and out, and I don't know whether it's on auto. I don't want to touch it because you know what it does? It reverts to auto focus, and I'm so afraid that if I try to mess it, it'll go blank. So the color that I just put down, which you probably can't see, which is right here. I like it's called metallic natural. So metallic titanium white, metallic natural. I kind of like that color a lot. I don't know really when you're actually really doing like watercolor painting, when do you when do you use metallics? I mean, if you were painting, I know you can use them, but I'm just thinking like if I decided to do a watercolor painting of my pond out in my backyard here. My pond now has this time of year there's lilies, not you, Lily, lilies that appear out on the pond with little yellow flowers. It reminds me of a Monet painting. I wouldn't use metallic. Oh, something that's metal. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, metal. Yeah. But like, Gotta make sure I'm going over. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here. Because I have all the blues in a row. And I don't want to, I almost screwed up. See, that's just not. Let's see. This is sky blue, metallic sky blue. That's pretty blue. I should just stay still. Yeah. Maybe if you wanted to add a shine to something, I could see it being used as. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Light reflecting. Yep. Abstract. Obviously, definitely abstract. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just wondering. I mean, I could make my lily pads. I could make the flowers acrylic. Like if you were painting a bird and you wanted to show. Yep. Oh, I know when you would use the metallic if you were painting a beetle, not the Beatles, like I Love You beetles, or It's a Hard Day's Night beetle, but a beetle or a fish. Yes, for the scales and beetles. They have, those beetle bugs, they have the most beautiful, iridescent, shiny colors. And I was watching, I don't know how many of you follow, I think her name, it's Creative Cove. She did some, and I'm going to do it. She drew some, I'm sorry, moving this thing around. You're probably going, oh my God, stop moving the damn card around. She drew like a dragonfly and another type of beetle. And then she watercolored them in, but she just kind of used colors that were not really true colors, but just colors. Hi, K-Bird. Question. Poor Kathy Bird. Every time she comes into my stream, I immediately bombard her with questions, and I shouldn't. But I'm only going to ask you one question, I promise. Did you and Colleen give in and buy the grabby set of watercolors, or did you sit on your hands? That's what this is. It's the 100 watercolor that Dee Dee and Janet had. I didn't know whether you guys had succumbed, because I succumbed. And I'm just bullshitting and swatching, and we're talking about everything from the movie Young Frankenstein, to Mary Shelley writing The Real Frankenstein, to Benedict Cumberbatch reading Sherlock Holmes, acting Sherlock Holmes. So we're all over the place. And I bought a whole bunch of. Hi, Dana. They are called. This is it. Grabby watercolors, and they have 50 regular colors, 35 metallic colors, 5 fluorescent colors, and 10 macaron colors, which I didn't know what a macaron color was. But I think Susan told me that macaron colors are pastel colors. And then you get that, and it comes in this really, look at this tin. Look how compact that is. Pastel. See, I didn't know that. I learned that today. Didn't know that. Not only does it come with that, but you get a to be or not to be coloring a pencil, and you get 3 water brushes, broad, medium, and fine. That's what you get. That's it. They have a grabby 50 set too. 50 set. Oh, I know. Sherlock Holmes is the best, and Benedict Cumberbatch is probably the best of all the Sherlock Holmes. And where did he live? He lived on Baker Street. And wasn't the number a fraction? Was it like 6.5 Baker Street, or I know it's Baker Street, but I think was in the house number like with a fraction. I can't remember now. I was going to say 10 Downing Street, but that's where the PM lives. Yeah, the variety of colors. 16 Baker Street. Okay. And they're really nice. I mean, as you can see, because I'm all over the place. Oh, okay. All righty, cool. So you went there when you guys were living in London. That's cool. Didn't go there when I was in London. I did go to Abbey Road. And I went to the Royal Albert Hall. Thanks, Beck. And I saw Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young perform at the Royal Albert Hall in London. Okay, I'm sorry. And the Beatles have a song with one of the lines in the song is, "How many holes does it take to fill Albert Hall?" And they were referring to politicians being a-holes. I always remembered that line. I can't remember the name of the song. I remember the line in the song. So this is metallic beige. It's a lot of metallic, all 35. Oh, it was unbelievable. And we didn't have, they had like, obviously the stage is down, and we were like in the nosebleed, but it was standing room. So there was this like complete circle, like a gallery that looked down on the where the people in seats were and the stage. So we were up in the gallery looking down at Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. It was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We may have been a wee bit high, let me say, just a wee bit maybe when we went to the concert. But yeah, it was unbelievable. It was great. Just a wee bit. We got a little lost getting there, but we finally got there. And at least in that time. Now I was in London in I'm talking a long time ago now because I'm old. 1969, celebrated New Year's Eve in Trafalgar Square. And at that time, and I don't know whether the British government still does that, but the British government subsidized, theater and concerts. So you could get tickets really cheap. I think we literally paid at the time. I think we paid like in American money, I think it was like 75 cents for those tickets. Now, again, 1969. Have you battened down the hatches? Oh, wow. Yeah, Angie had a tornado. I think Angie lives in, I want to say Tennessee. I don't know where. But she had a tornado come through her backyard. She was in earlier and she was at Dee Dee's too. Tornado came through her backyard and took off part of her roof. Yeah. See, we, oh, is that right? Is that right? One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. I don't want to lose my place. We have that thunder and lightning show every afternoon. And it just terrifies my cat. She does not know where to go. Oh, okay. All righty. That would make sense. That was a great series. You should read the book that the series is based on. It's really good reading, too. She was quite the character. Talk about a strong woman. Just cloudy. Okay. Well, I have the weather app, premium app on my phone, and it'll give me um, it'll make a noise and it'll tell me, oh, there was a lightning strike 14 miles away. No, I haven't. I actually have not. I've never read a single. Well, that's not true. I've read some of the, but never a novel. Mostly the short stories. I'm not much of a mystery reader. It's just not something that, because I get lost very easily, and I'm not a good solver of who done it because I just can't follow the logic. I was still a kid. Okay, out of high school, there were a lot of plays, and before the parents' nights and stuff for the public as kids. Always loved seeing plays. Yeah, yeah. I've read most of like many of the short stories. Yeah, my son is starting to take his sons to like local theater, which I think is great because nothing like seeing anything live, live performance. So my grandson, I was informed by my son, like we FaceTime every week, and Reed is just turned 12, and he plays hockey, and hockey's his passion. However, he was on Lake Chautauqua in upstate New York this summer, and he went water skiing for the first time, and he got up on his very first try. So now water skiing is becoming a love, except there's really no place to ski in Salt Lake City. So, but I was informed by my son that my grandson's name is Reed. He's decided to take up the trombone. I asked him, I said, trombone? Why the trombone? Well, he likes the slide action. He likes the slide action. And I said, well, lucky your mom or anybody that has to listen to you practice. So, but I know I'm all over the place. But anyway, he's playing the trombone. And I said to Richard, I said, well, I always think of 76 trombones from Music Man. And he's taken the boys to see a production of a Music Man by, being put on by one of the local theaters. So I said to Reed, "You'll like that. It's got 76 trombones in it." I'm sure it doesn't have 76 trombones in it, but I remember seeing that. I remember seeing 76 trombones. Was that where in River City or something like that? I remember. I saw that in. Oh, I think I screwed up. I did. Well, it's amazing. This is the first screw up. One, two, three. Oh no, maybe I. Oh, I didn't. Whew, thought I had. Yeah, I saw Music Man in a theater in Miami. Miami, a long, long time ago. I just remember it was super hot out and the theater was super air conditioned. So I have a trombone playing hockey player. My son's taking him. He's taking him to have an MRI because I'm scared. He's already has suffered a couple of concussions, and that's just we was hooked in middle school. Yeah, Agatha Christie, and I love watching Miss Marple because I love the way that, the British productions and the way they. I was talking about this on some other, maybe it was on Sunday. I was talking about when the British, how they cast their actors for the roles. I just love the way they they cast the people. Let's see, Kathy. Yeah, yeah, it is great to expose them to the theater. Oh wow, yeah, Shakespeare's tough. Shakespeare's hard. Yeah, we used to go to. It's good to get a baseline from. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know whether, yeah, he's in a travel on a travel team, and and I guess it goes by age. All right, take care, Gail. See you later. Yeah, I'm concerned. Well, Richard, doesn't think that he doesn't miss things, or when he starts to talk, he gets confused, and I think, hopefully it's not to do with that, but as a 12-year-old, and he gets excited and he can't get his thoughts, and he's a 12-year-old boy, and how well do they pay attention to begin with? But I'm hoping, but I think it's a good idea that they get a he gets an MRI before he starts playing again. I mean, at that age, really shouldn't be, but they go down hard. I mean, last year I flew out to Salt Lake City for one of his tournaments and got to see him play live. Richard films them, so I get to see them live, but not live. But I'm nice and warm and toasty when I get to see when they film it. They film it live, but to see it there is just different, and the excitement and everything. So, okay, I'm going to get off because Art Junkie Shannon, I do believe, is coming on. She normally comes on at 3, and my thing just said that didn't. Let's see. I don't want to. Mike Deacon just put out one too. Simple, quick, and easy art journal collage classes. I'll have to check out Mike. I started Mike's. Oh yeah, Art Junkie Shannon's coming on, so I'll say so long, and thanks for those of you folks that just popped in. This is one of those pop in things, and yeah, and hopefully I can get my new camera set up, and yeah, even though this one's behaving itself. So it's been great chatting with you. Okay, I think they start checking at 12. Okay, so all right, good to know. Thanks, Kathy. I knew you would be the hockey person, the hockey mom to go to. Okay, thank you. All right, thanks everybody. It's been great, and thank you for all of your insight and information. I always appreciate it. Bye.